This is a top bar beehive. It's called that because unlike a typical beehive, there are no frames involved. Everything is based off of these bars. The bees will live inside of here and they'll build their comb off of this bar here. The only thing very scientific about this box is the dimensions of these right here. They're supposed to be about 1.5 to 1 3/8 inches. And that's so that bees can build their comb to the width that they prefer and still have room to move in between them. That's called a bee space. Very scientific. Through the research that I did, I found that a 15-inch top is about the ideal dimension with a 7-inch bottom. So that's what mine is. And I've jointed these sides in. I made the entire thing out of an old piece of oak plank that I found in the garage, which was a little bit curled. So when I came to joining these ends, I had to clamp them down onto the table, and that broke. So there's some wood glue sticking out of there. Looks really, really beautiful. Not. This was literally my first attempt at joining wood using chisels and saws. I went for it on a piece of oak, unfortunately, and you can see that's a pretty gnarly joint right there. But I don't think the bees will mind that much. They'll probably seal it up with propolis, a gum that they make from the sap of trees, I believe. Since I didn't take any video when I created this one, I have a second one that I'm building for a friend, and I'll take you along and show you how I did some of the joints in that one. It's not going to be pretty, but I'm going to get the job done, and I'll show you how I milled some of the top bars as well. So this is the other top bar that I built. In fact, it's the other half of the top bar that I built. I built a top bar that was twice as long as this. It was like over 5 feet long, I think. I don't know, I was a bit ambitious about what kind of beehive I was going to have. I came to my senses around Christmas time and I lopped this guy in half, and I decided I would make one for myself and one for my friend Donna. So this is the other half here, and what I'm going to end up doing is doing the same notch work, this grody notch work that I did here. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, put another cap on it, and I'm going to mill some boards for the top. Let's get started! Yeah. See, this wood is awfully bowed. This is a pretty straight line, and this wood is just too curly. So what I'm going to do is just pre-break it and then mend it together back into one piece, just to kind of alleviate some of that, so that I can get a nice trace and make my jointing on there. This is a little woodworking for hillbillies 101. That's not cool. Scrounging things from wherever you can and reusing and recycling things has its disadvantages. I'm working with an extremely dangerous table saw setup. It's also very, very inconvenient because every time I want to get a measured rip from this thing, I need to attach this straight edge, which is the track from a sliding glass door or a shower. One day soon I'll get a table saw of my own, and I can worry less about losing my fingers or an entire hand. Izzy Swan, don't try this at home. Been surprised by Lolo Faye. She wanted to come out and do a little anvil smacking. Let's hear it, bud. Get it to bing. Good job. Whoa. She's a natural. I found this to be the width of the bottom with a little overhang that I can staple up. And I have two of them, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut both at the same time and split it in half. I'm rolling up the sides of this screen because it's kind of going to be right at thigh level, and I just don't want to be walking up to it and just like splitting my thigh wide open. So I'm going to roll the edges. Here we go. 2 nearly completed top bar hives. I still have some work to do on some of these bars. I want to put some beeswax along the bottoms of them so they have like a little guide to build off of. Not necessary. Bees have been building hives for a very long time without people doing that for them. But it's a courtesy, you know? It's something you, it's like the way that they fold the toilet paper over in a hotel room. I'll also be making another lid in a somewhat different style than this, but this is kind of a monstrously overbuilt lid for the hive. You know, it's a little bit of overkill. So this second hive is going to be a little simpler. Yeah, that'll keep the rain and elements and snow and everything out. Boy, that's ugly. Alright, I've got the top bar built. I've put all the bars in. I've got the lid satisfied. I think I've got everything I need now, but one thing remains. Unless I put a hole in here for the bees to get in and out, it's not very good. It's kind of a death trap. That would be very sad. Completely useless. So I'm going to put a hole on here. I know I have a drill bit somewhere around over here, so guess this will do. I'm going to put a little bee landing platform here. They like to have that kind of thing because there are certain bees that sit outside and just say, come on in, and certain bees that sit outside and say, like, don't come in, don't come in. And they need a place to kind of hang out and do that. So what I want to do with this thing is mount it kind of at the bottom of the hive itself, maybe a ½ inch up off the bottom. And I don't want to like drill screws through this and into the hive, and I don't want to nail it and risk breaking it. I looked for like a minute to find this on the floor. So I'm going to show you a trick an old timer taught me once. I'm going to use a pencil as a dowel joint. I'm going to drill a hole in here. I'm going to drill a corresponding pair of holes there, and I'm going to cut this pencil into 2 pieces and just peg it in there real good. Maybe put some glue on here so it stays throughout all eternity. So I'll just put some marks here. I'll do one at 1 inch and then another one at like 2.5 inches. Welcome home, bees. Are you still here? I almost didn't see you there with all the ugliness I was looking at over here. Well, there you have it. 2 completely finished top bar beehives made completely from scrap materials. The only thing I paid for were the screws, the fasteners, and this wood glue that you see seeping out so beautifully. That's it. Even the beeswax that I laid onto the top bars was from a candle that I got from my wife's Aunt Annie for Christmas. But I have to ask you for a favor. In order for my wife to keep letting me do this, come out here and build these things, I need you to click the like button so I have some proof that people actually like what I'm doing. I would really appreciate it, and I'll show you something after you click the like button.
Yeah.
Donna Smith,
Yes?
would you like to see your beehive?
Oh my gosh, yes!
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
We're gonna go.
All right.
I'm a little nervous. I don't know why.
No, don't be nervous.
Oh my gosh. Ian, they're gorgeous.
Hey, I'm glad that you like. There's a couple things that we should probably do tonight while you're here, because not all the bars have like a place to build comb off of. There's no like
The guide.
comb guide.
Okay.
So we'll put some like string and beeswax under there today
Sweet.
while you're here. It's really simple and fast, and I have it on good authority. That's a great way to let them have a guide. So, and then like half of them have like grooves, not half, but some of them have grooves because they're left over from the way I did mine. So we can like jam popsicle sticks up in there, and you know, we can see what works out better. It's really
Test
just
it.
like, yeah, it's really just kind of like a giant experiment. But
Good.
these beautiful creatures live in like holes and logs and stuff. So, well, I'm glad you like it.
I love it.